I can persist, I can boot the ball as long as possible out on top of them and hope that my midfielders can catch high balls, or else that my surrounding players can get in and win breaks. Alan Mullen went through a few really good practices to focus on in your training sessions to promote those scenarios. All I can say is, like with a lot of these new rule enhancements, it's not going to change your coaching practices or your coaching sessions completely or all the time. Really, if you're promoting good play, intense sessions, effective match scenarios and specific moments of the game in your training sessions, then as a consequence, your team will just pick up more breaks. It's just a natural thing. If they have the motivation, if their positioning is right, if they're getting in at speed, late to the ball, usually in front, you'll probably pick up more breaks. But of course, it's helpful in your training sessions to work on this. Now, something that has annoyed me as a player is that we set up kick-out practices after the warm-up. So the players warm up, then you put them into unopposed or semi-opposed kick-out scenarios. Players are getting demotivated, they're getting probably cold, and they just want to get into the session. So I would never do it at that point. I'd always have a certain amount of pressure, so maybe semi-opposed. I'd set them up actually at the end of sessions, so players are a little bit tired, a little bit fatigued, and they have to think a bit more, and it's a bit more difficult. The reason being is that this is more like a match scenario. Now, of course, I'd use my tactical board in my pre-session meeting and also up on PowerPoint to show specific scenarios that I work on. Obviously, I'd do that so that when the players are fresh, they can take on board that information. But when I'm practicing it, I'm going to do it under a slightly fatigued state, because that's what's going to happen in the matches. So I'm going to